Well, we've heard what is in the budget for businesses here in Grimsby and Cleethorpes, but was there anything in it for young people? I'm joined now by two A-level politics students at Franklin College in Grimsby, Oskar Grzeminski and Ashleigh Carpenter. Hello to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to talk to us. You'll have watched the budget today, taking in everything as politics students and, of course, as young people. From what we've heard so far, for young people, particularly those in employment, this is a good budget for them. You're not yet in the world of work, you're still studying. So, Oskar, what was your reaction to what Rachel Reeves had to say today?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, because in the past few weeks we've heard a lot about possibly going back to austerity, which wasn't what I got from what Rachel Reeves said. I was quite happy with the £22 billion for the NHS and also for the extra funding for education, especially for schools in struggling areas, for example, and for helping special needs students, especially, which is incredibly important because everyone deserves a fair chance at succeeding in this country. And
yeah, SEND provision, 6% increase in real terms in funding, which for students and their families in mainstream education is really encouraging, because we know how some families and students have to really fight to get that support. So that's a really good point, Oskar.
Yes. I will also want to point out extra funding for renewable energies, which is a huge thing for North East Lincolnshire and Grimsby. A lot of people in college are aiming at going into those sort of industries, so it will certainly help with unemployment, especially for young people. Yeah.
Ashleigh, what were your thoughts on the budget today? What jumped out at you as some good news?
Very similar to what Oskar said, and also more investment in the NHS is very good, very important for me as someone who has a lot of family who works in the NHS. Yeah. And for renewables especially, I think it's so important as well, because it's not just temporary, it affects not just us, but generations after us as well. And I think a lot of the budgets under the Tory government are focused on older generations, and I think it's nice to have something for us for once.
And, we've spent a lot of time here in Cleethorpes and Grimsby, and renewable energy is the changing face of this part of the UK, right? A lot of it's based here, and the hope is that the provision here will provide job opportunities for young people like yourselves. And I understand you're discussing this a lot at college, Ashleigh. So is this something that, what are young people saying about it?
I think what a lot of our teachers say is you might not be considering a career in renewables yet, but a lot of people don't realise how many job opportunities there are in renewable energy. Yeah. And
you don't just have to be an engineer.
Yeah, exactly. You could work for PR and all sorts. So I think there's a big push from our teachers to get us interested in that, which I think is important here. And I think GB Energy and all the other renewable energy stuff will really help the community and provide more jobs. Yeah,
you guys got one-eyed very much on the future because, of course, it is yours. Oskar, Grimsby did get a mention in the budget about transport, and there's been a lot of talk about, you can't get a direct train from Grimsby to London, or Cleethorpes to London, you've got to change at Doncaster or Sheffield or whatever. But she was specifically talking about the local transport network, trying to get around in this part of the country in East Lincolnshire. What is that like at the moment? Would that be welcome support? Because presumably, you guys might not be driving, you have to get around by the bus and train, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people rely on public transport, especially those who can't afford cars or can't afford fuel. Yeah. Which, I got a bit mixed signals from Labour, to be honest, because they announced, the bus cap raising to £3 from £2.
Which doesn't sound a lot, but it adds up over the course of the week,
which pretty much only hurts, working-class people, because it's those people who rely on public transport to get to work. Yeah, it's an important issue, isn't it, local bus networks, and it often gets overlooked because so many people concentrate on the rail, but for local people to get from A to B, it is all about the bus. And Ashleigh, anything in the budget that you think they could have put in but they didn't? Anything you think they missed an opportunity on?
I think some people more on the left of the Labour Party would have expected maybe higher taxes on the higher earners, which I think they might catch a lot of criticism from that side of the party, but I think generally they've been okay, especially at, like, you know, they didn't raise income tax like they said they wouldn't, so I think it's sort of okay.
Yeah, taking the tax burden from the individual more onto the businesses and organisations. Well, listen, Ashleigh and Oskar, thank you for coming to see us. And good luck with your A-levels. Are you in first or second year of it?
First year.
First year, OK. Plenty of time. Good luck with it all. That's Oskar Grzeminski and Ashleigh Carpenter. They're A-level students talking to us about what the budget means to them.